We have new developments surrounding a local Navy SEAL accused of murdering an ISIS prisoner and then trying to cover it up. Our 10 News reporter Jennifer Kastner is joining us from Naval Base San Diego. And Jen, Chief Edward Gallagher is now going to remain in custody until at least next week.
Steve, exactly. There were arguments made all afternoon about whether or not to keep this man, Chief Gallagher, in custody until his trial, which is scheduled for February. Ultimately, the judge said he would not issue a decision today. He would issue his ruling early next week. Prosecutors call him a killer. His supporters call him a freedom fighter.
My thought is an American hero is being falsely accused of war crimes that there's no evidence of.
San Diego-based Navy SEAL Chief Edward Gallagher made his way into court today, accused in part of stabbing a teenage ISIS prisoner to death in Iraq. Cameras were not allowed in the courtroom, where late in the day the judge decided he'll issue a ruling early next week on whether the SEAL can be released from custody before his February 19th murder trial.
He's had 19 and a half years of deployment and service for our country. And in all his years of deployment, he's been our #1 chief, #1 platoon operator, and he's been nothing but a valiant guy.
But military prosecutors claim Gallagher also posed for a photo with the dead teen and completed a re-enlistment ceremony next to his body. But the defense says there may have been that body and
about 20 other bodies within, 500 yards. I mean, there's bodies everywhere out there. It had to do with the fighting that was going on out there with coalition Iraqi forces and U.S. forces.
Gallagher is also accused of shooting at Iraqi civilians, including a man and woman who were shot at with the intent to kill, according to the prosecution. And they say Chief Gallagher tried to impede the investigation by discouraging members of his platoon from reporting his actions. He's been held at the Brig in Miramar since his arrest last September, but his supporters say he should be released immediately, including local Republican Congressman and Marine veteran Duncan Hunter, who issued a statement reading in part, "No credible evidence has been provided that this ISIS fighter was murdered as opposed to dying from his terrorist actions. I have also received reports that Chief Gallagher is being confined to the Brig where, allegedly, he has not been provided with quality access to medical care, mental health services, or legal representation." And if Chief Gallagher is convicted, he faces life behind bars. Reporting live tonight, Jennifer Kastner, 10 News.